So I'm just going to start this off by saying that if this video gets 10 likes, I will make a Shrek Smasher Pass. I don't know. I just think that'd be funny. But basically, I just wanted to rank every Shrek movie, and I'm going to include the Puss in Boots movies because why not? I mean, they're spin offs of Shrek. I might as well include them in this. And also, Shrek only has 4 movies, so I might as well add 2 so that I'm ranking 6 movies rather than 4. So I think, yeah. Anyway, so the worst one is Shrek the Third. The reason being, well, one, it's boring. Two, it's unfunny. Everybody hates Shrek the Third, and it deserves it. And you know what's great? So everybody just pretends Shrek the Third doesn't exist, including DreamWorks. They made it so that you can watch Shrek 4 without having ever seen Shrek 3, which is great because when I was rewatching the movies in order to make this video, I could not actually watch Shrek the Third. It wasn't on any of the streaming services I have, so great. I mean, I've already seen Shrek the Third, by the way. It's not like I haven't seen it and I'm just talking how bad it is without having ever actually watched the movie. No, but it sucks. It's bad. I just never watch it. just never watch it. It is a train wreck, like everybody says it is. So then the the in fifth place is the first Puss in Boots movie. So this one, it's just kind of generic. I mean, really, it's just I don't. It's so uninteresting, really, to me. So you know how Shrek decided to do a subversion of fairy tale tropes in the other movies? Well, this isn't that. It's basically just the fairy tale tropes, and it's not good. I mean, it's definitely better than Shrek the Third, and it is actually watchable, which is nice, but that doesn't mean it's good, you know? I think that the first Puss in Boots movie is not good. Okay, fourth place, and here we get to the ones I actually want to talk about. Shrek Forever After. After Shrek the Third, this is what the series needed. It's like kind of like how Five Nights at Freddy's only continued after the third game because the third game was so underwhelming that the creator wanted to make up for it. So after Shrek the Third, they just made Shrek 4, and they made it so that you don't have to have ever seen Shrek 3 in order to watch Shrek 4, which is nice. And not only that, Shrek 4 actually just works as a great conclusion, because it's basically bringing Shrek all the way back to how he was at the beginning of the franchise, as in the position he was, not as a character, I mean. But he does want to be able to go back to that just because he thought it was more fun than having to put up with everybody else all day. So so I think the whole plot line of him getting teleported into a universe where he never existed and seeing how disastrous it is for everybody else, and how not only did he improve their lives, but also they improved his by making his life actually really good, and he didn't know that until he lost everything. I think that's great. That Shrek Forever After is really good, and I do think that it's a great place to end the series. Though they probably will make a Shrek 5. I mean, they literally teased that at the end of The Last Wish, but oh well. I mean, maybe they can do more with it, but I do think Shrek Forever After was a great place to end it. So then we have the first Shrek movie, which is a nice subversion of fairy tale tropes, basically using them in ways unconventional, such as having the princess also be an ogre sometimes. I mean, but then she actually finds out that it's actually okay to not be like what everybody else wants you to be. And finds out and Shrek finally finds somebody in Donkey first and then Fiona later. He finds people who actually are willing to just accept him for who he is rather than be, oh no, he's an ogre, I hate him, kill him. And I think that dynamic that they do throughout the movie is great. Also, Lord Farquaad is funny, even if he isn't in the movie much. He's a funny villain. He's not supposed to be taken seriously, and yeah, I think that's fine because, well, he's in it that much. He's not the focus at all. The focus is on Shrek in Fiona. So I think that works. And now we get to the top two. These are the big boys. So number two, I'm gonna have to hand it to The Last Wish, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and that's and well, I mean everybody's already clamored about how great this movie is, and yeah, so after adventuring all the time and pretty much wasting 8 of his 9 lives because he has fun doing it and doesn't value them because he's like, oh well, I can just respawn. Who cares if I die? Death himself comes and he's like, Puss in Boots, I'm just gonna kill you now because you don't seem to care about dying. So I'm just gonna kill you now and take your last life. So then Puss is on the run for most of the movie. I mean, he actually hides for a bit, but then after that he's on the run because he wants to get the last wish, and that is he wants to restore all of his lives. So what's great about this movie is one that the characters play off of each other very well. I mean, that it's Shrek, they usually do that in the Shrek movies. But I'm also referring to like the villains playing off of the main characters. Like Lord Farquaad is great, but he didn't play off of Shrek and Fiona that much because he wasn't in most of the movie. But the Jack Horner and Goldilocks and the Three Bears, they're great. Jack Horner being just an utter cartoon villain who's literally just evil and that's it, and he has no reason to be. He just likes being evil. I like that. He's hilarious. And then as for Goldilocks and the Three Bears, they actually uh they actually do get character development, and they're the sympathetic villains. So they come in and they have their own character arcs, and they also come in and either fight or help the main characters, as in fighting them for most of the movie, helping them at the end. And I think that's great. So yeah, I mean, everybody's already praised this movie to death. So okay, that wasn't an intentional pun, but you get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it is as good as everybody says it is. And then the crown, the number one is Shrek 2. I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised to see this at the top of the list. It's Shrek 2. It's great. So it expands the universe of Shrek in a very meaningful way by explaining Fiona's origins, and also having Shrek like meet her parents. Which I think was a fantastic choice because while the first movie is great, it does leave out some of those details and make you be like, huh, I wonder how the world works. Like, I wonder what what's going on with Fiona's backstory, who her parents were, stuff like that. And Shrek 2 answers all of it, and I think that's fantastic. And not only that, the fairy godmother is also along the lines of Jack Horner. Not as funny as him, but still really funny. And just a great villain all around. And this one also introduces Puss in Boots as well. He's great. He's not like the biggest character in the movie or anything, but he's a nice addition to the cast. And also, just that also Shrek and Fiona's relationship is even more believable in this movie because Shrek is trying to do what he thinks is the best for her, and even if that means letting her go, he'll do it. And the fairy godmother actually uses what Shrek did to try to do that, as in turning himself into a human and her into a human as well with the happily ever after potion. She immediately comes up with a counter plan and uses the fact that he took that potion to her advantage. It's genius. Shrek 2 is a genuine masterpiece of a movie, and I think it's the best Shrek movie. Yeah, this is a pretty short and low effort video because I wanted to watch those movies, but it, that's my thoughts. So good night, everybody.